Hey, what's up, guys? Jeremy here, and I am with Crystal. She is one of the cogs, the key to the machine, behind the machine for Black Belt Web Solutions. She's here with us. You want to say hi?
Hey guys.
So she's the one that sets up all of our stuff for our businesses, anything related to website or advertising or sales funnels. We've been working with Crystal for what, 5 years now?
Has to be.
Wow, 5 years. She actually interned for Donovan and I over the summer, and it was an unpaid internship. And we had her working all these stupid hours, working late and working weekends. And not only was she not paid, she wasn't allowed to get paid. We actually gave her a little bonus under the table at the end of the semester, but nobody's supposed to know about that, so we'll just keep that a little secret.
Never told.
Yes. But we fell absolutely in love with her work ethic and her tenacity to figure things out. And also the fact that she never once complained. And so we said, you are amazing, and we want to, whatever we do, we want to keep working with you. So we started working with her and hired her to work with us part-time while she finished school. And then as soon as she was done, she moved back to Charleston, and we hired her and said, we need your help. We want your help. Crystal's here with us, and she's going to be kind of coming through. We spent a lot of time working on some of this stuff together, and she's actually much more up to speed on, as quickly as things change. She's more up to speed with some of the little technicalities than I am. So we're going to walk through this together and just talk about how to set up an ad, a digital ad for your business. Okay, so a couple of things that we need to really have in place. So before you can actually set up an ad, and we're going to do an example with our KickFit studio with Donovan in my kickboxing gym. Before you can set up an ad, you need to obviously have a Facebook page, right? So you want to make sure you have this all set up, your Facebook page. You should be an admin on your own page. You want to have just kind of your basic stuff. Your button should be right here. So if somebody clicks on that button, it takes them to, you just have this kind of configured, so it takes them to the, let's see, if I were to test the button, it takes them to the link that you have set up, which is right here, how we have it. So it sends them to our website where they can see our video, or they can click Get Started and sign up for our trial. Okay, so you want to make sure you have those things set up. So if somebody finds you on Facebook, they can just click that button and quickly be able to access your website, or if you want that to call you or shoot you a message. There's a whole bunch of different things you can make this button do. Okay, make sure you have a nice picture up here that displays clearly what it is that your company does. And then, of course, just by posting content, Facebook will kind of put some highlights here at the top. Okay, so you need to make sure you have your Facebook page set up. If you have that set up, we're going to go through a couple of things. There's kind of the easy way that's not as good, and then there's the really good way that's a little more difficult to really do a targeted Facebook ad. Okay, so here's a recent post that we just put out. Just kind of a blanket. You don't always want to be kind of selling, but in this situation, we did just kind of put, a quick kind of 4 highlight points here on why our program's amazing, and then a little link to go ahead and go check it out. And this leads back to our, see here, back to that same page, that sign up page. Or we actually take them one step further, right? So if they wanted to go ahead and sign up for our trial program, they could do that right here. Okay, so you'll see that we have the call to action here. You can never really go wrong by always just putting a, click here to learn more, or click here to try our program. Almost no matter what you put on for your post, you could really put some sort of call to action, and it'll be okay, especially if you're adding value, right? So if you're saying, if you're a martial arts school and you're saying, here's one benefit of kids martial arts, here's another benefit, here's another benefit, here's another benefit. And then every once in a while you say, hey, come try our program. On all of those posts, I think it's okay to put click here to learn more, right? And go ahead and put a link. I think that's fine. And I think you will get, just in general, you will get more students that way. Okay, so here's a post that we put. Here's a really easy way to just go ahead and get your post out in front of people. All right, you can just click boost it. And you'll have to go ahead and have your ad account already set up for this. And you're going to have your credit card on file and everything. That way they can bill you. But inside here, you can essentially go for engagement, which means you just want to put your ad in front of people on Facebook. You want them to like it, to comment, and to share it, right? So Facebook's going to show your ad to the people most likely to take this action, right? Based on how they've seen people engage with ads on Facebook. Or you can go right here, option number 2, which is get people to actually message and chat with you. Okay, you can test both and kind of see which ones is going to work better for you. But you can see right here that Facebook's going to prioritize showing your post to people that are likely to engage by sending a message. Okay, so we'll stick with the original one, which is engagement. Now, when you add a button, you can put, and it'll just put a little button at the bottom of your post, and once you get done boosting it, you can put learn more, shop now, sign up, right? Whatever it might be. If there was if you were doing a content type post or a value type post, I would probably put learn more about our program or something like that. In this situation where I'm just flat out saying, hey, sign up for our program, I'll probably just go ahead and put the sign up button here. Okay, let's see if it displays it for us. Yeah, so there you go. So it just slightly changes your post when it goes out to people, and it's just going to say sign up right here. All right, you'll see kind of some default stuff. We can't really change these in the boosted post piece because you don't get as many options here, right? That's one of the reasons this isn't quite as good. You don't get as many options. So this is kind of is what it is, and otherwise they're just going to go with the post that you have. Okay, and you can see what it will look like on mobile. You can see what it would look like on Instagram. Okay. For now, another just kind of quick tip. In my personal opinion, I don't think anybody needs to be messing with Instagram ads until they have a really good and comfortable feel for Facebook ads. Okay? They do convert differently. They are a different animal. They are a different user. So they generally tend to need a different type of ad in order to convert well. So in my experience, save your money, spend your money on Facebook, master that first, desktop and mobile, and then you can move to Instagram down the road. All right, and then so for a boosted post, depending on how many days, let's say you wanted to run it for a week and you wanted to spend, let's say you wanted to spend about $4 a day, so you might say $30 over the course of 7 days. All right, and you're going to spend a little over $4 a day. So something like that might be the way you would set it up. And that's really it, okay? As far as targeting here, there's a couple things you can do, and this is actually giving us a weird result. I'm not really sure why it's saying it's too specific here, but you can go with people who like your page. I generally think this is not a great strategy if you're trying to market and get more people to be aware of your brand and to engage with your brand. In addition to that, a lot of people that like your page are going to be people that are out of town, friends and family members and friends of your members, people of that nature, and marketing to them does you no good. So I think your best bet's usually going to be is going to be marketing to people in your area. Okay, so people you choose through targeting, and you can edit right here. And if you have a specific demographic, you can do that. You can also include interests here. Now, as a martial arts school owner, I would probably suggest finding parents, right? So here's going to be your primary targeting. It's going to be parents with teenagers. I would go parents with preteens, 8 to 12. I would go 6 to 8, and then I would go 3 to 5. All right, so you could really target these types of parents, and I might even go a little higher. Since if we were going for fitness for us, we'd probably go 27 to 42, somewhere in that range. But for martial arts school, we'd really be okay with anyone that has kids that might be able to afford our program or has grandparents that might be willing to pay for the children to participate. So I might do something like this, right? And then you're going to go inside your town, just like so, or you might even do a specific address, right? So for example, there you go. So for example, I might do a specific address. Let's say this is your school, and you might say anybody within 6 or 7 miles that you think they might. It's gonna be a little different for everybody, but however far you think they might be willing to drive, right? Something of that nature. And this says our audience is at about 8,000 people. This is too specific. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest with you, because 8,000 is enough people to market to. for Facebook. I've seen it go smaller. So I'm not really 100% sure what that's all about, especially when we just do, if we were to get rid of that and just do this, we now have 28,000 people, which is definitely plenty. 25 miles. Let's say we made this 10 miles. All right, so this is about 3,000 people. Okay. So there's kind of some different things you can play with. I would say in general, some sort of audience in the neighborhood of, 5 to 10 to 15,000 is probably pretty good. And if you're hitting them pretty consistently and you have them pretty dialed in, there's going to be plenty of potential customers in there for you to just keep kind of retargeting the same people over and over. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of it here. And then you could click save, and then you would click the boost button right here, boom, and it's going to charge to whatever your payment method is, and it's going to go every day for 7 days. All right, that's the pretty easy way to send out an ad, and it will have some positive effects for you. All right, the really cool way to do it, and the super effective way that's worked well for us, is to go behind the scenes into Power Editor, into Ads Manager, really dial in your ads. You can do custom ads, you can do carousel ads, you can do video ads. You can also boost a post like you have here on your Facebook page, but you can also do a whole lot of other things. Okay, and that's back in here. So once you're in your business manager, you're gonna have to create a business manager. If you only have one business, you might not have to do this. Actually, it's been a little while and they might have changed this. But you can see here where I have a whole bunch of accounts that I used to manage. Some are active, some are not. And then here's our KickFit Studio. This is one business manager. Okay, so inside that, or excuse me, one ad account, I'm sorry. So inside that ad account, which is open right here, now I'm in the KickFit Studio ad account here. Okay, you can see some of our old ads that we've run here. Right now, we're actually, just because it's kind of a weird time for fitness, so we've actually slowed down our spending, and we really just have one small video ad running to our super local audience for about $1 or $2 a day. So we're not spending much currently on these, but we will be ramping up here as we move into the spring. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to create an ad. All right, so let's say we wanted to, similarly to let's say we want to do the same thing. We want to boost that post that we just posted here. Okay, we're going to create an ad. All right, we're going to call this campaign test campaign number 1. Okay, and right here, so here's the other reason that it's really effective to go behind the scenes, is that you have all these different options for the types of ads you want to do, right? So we still have the message ad, and we still have post engagement, right? So this and this are your only 2 options when you boost. But you look at, we can go video views if you have a professional video. We could try to get clicks to our website, right? We could just try to get brand awareness and reach and just let everyone know we're here without necessarily looking for any reaction or engagement from them. We can try to get people to like our page, right? There's a lot of cool things we can do. We can have a really cool event and try to get people to respond. We can get people, this is a conversion ad, so this is designed to get people to actually go all the way through and buy your trial. All right, so we've got a lot of cool different things that we can do here. All right, so let's say instead of engagement, let's say in this scenario, we actually wanted people, we wanted to get traffic to our website. That was our goal, okay? Traffic to our website. So we're gonna go for, traffic, we're already highlighted right here, right? So clicks. Okay, so we're gonna stick with that. All right, and then ad set, we're gonna go ad set number 1, and we'll rename that here. We're gonna go ad number 1. Okay. All right, so let's get our ad created. All right, so you can see we've got test campaign number 1, and it brings it up over here on the side. All right, I'm gonna zoom in on this just to make sure you guys can see it in the video here. Okay, so now, test campaign number 1, you can see right here, this is the campaign level. I'm going to go right here to the ad set level. We're going to figure out who we want to target. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and set this up. This is KickFit, but we'll set it up as if it was for y'all for your Taekwondo school here. Okay, so we're going to say for our location, we're going to say we're in Mount Pleasant. And we want to go, we'll say within 7 miles, right? which might be far. It's going to be a little different for everybody, but let's assume that parents are willing to drive a little bit for their kids, right? And moms or dads might be interested. We're going to say anyone 25 and up. All right, so you can see right now we're at 160,000 people. All right, we're going to narrow that down a little bit further here. Let's say for our budget here, we want to spend, say we were going to spend about $100 a month on this ad. So we'll spend about $3 a day. And we're going to let it run until we decide it's not effective anymore. All right, and now for interest, we're going to go parenting, or excuse me, parents. And we're going to select those same age groups, right? So we want our teenagers. Once you click the one, you can just click suggestions, and it'll give you some more suggestions based off those first ones there. All right.
Do you ever try to exclude business to business for martial arts school owners so other schools don't see it?
Ah, there you go. Okay, so what Crystal's talking about is making sure, so what you're saying is like make sure your ads are secret, essentially. So
like other schools aren't trying to copy you in your ads?
Good call, good call. So how would we do that? Okay, so what Crystal's saying is, so we've got who we want to target. Now Crystal's saying, let's make sure there's specific people that don't see it. All right, so how would we do that?
Exclude people.
Exclude here.
Mm-hmm. So there is a demographic for business to business, which would probably in martial arts. I'm not sure. Or get rid of that.
Oh, not that. Okay.
Type in martial arts and see what comes up. Do like employers.
Employers.
Mm-hmm. So anyone that works in the martial arts field.
Okay. So this would be anybody whose Facebook profile says they're an employer of a martial arts school.
Yeah.
They will be excluded. Got it. Okay, so that's a way to make sure your ad gets out there, but your competitors can't see it. Smart.
You don't waste money on those people anyway.
Smart. Yeah, you don't want to market to them anyways. Good call. Good call. Okay. Okay, very smart. Okay, so you can see here we've basically got our location dialed in. We've got about 16,000 people. This is plenty. We could probably market to only these people and fill up our Taekwondo school, right? With 250, 300 members. All right, we're going to automatic placements. I don't like. I like to go edit placements, and here's why. Again, different ads convert differently, and there's a lot of really cool things you can do when you dive in. But when you're just kind of getting the hang of it, here's what I would recommend. I would do only the Facebook feeds. I probably wouldn't even do instant articles, to be honest with you. I would do only the Facebook feeds. So now when people scroll through their Facebook, you're on their mobile and you're on their desktop, and that's it. Okay, these are the most common. I would stick with that to start. All right, there's all sorts of really cool stuff you can do. There's all sorts of really cool things that that we do on the back end and that I have Crystal set up for some of my other businesses. But if you're wanting to do this yourself to start, I would just start with that. There's plenty of meat on this bone for you to convert and to get a positive result before you even go down to before you even kind of go down that path, right? If you guys are familiar with the 80-20 rule, you can get 80% of your results right here. Okay. Once you've kind of exhausted that, then it might make sense to start exploring some of these other avenues. All right, so we're going to keep optimization for link clicks. When you get charged, you want this to be on impressions. So go ahead and leave that or make sure it's there. And that's that. So now we have our audience set up. And then the other thing I would do is I just like to save the audience. That way right here, when I'm scrolling through my ads, I can see it. Okay, so I just kind of like to say a little bit of information about who it is. So I'm going to say Mount Pleasant, 7-mile radius. And then I might make a little note and say parents from 3 to 18 years old. And then what else did we do? We excluded martial artists, and then we also did Facebook feeds only, right? So I'd probably do okay, so now I can kind of just see right here on this side, if I get a whole bunch of ad sets, different ones, and I'm trying to measure which ones are working, which ones aren't, I can just kind of see at a glance. Okay, so now we have that. That's our ad set. So the ad set is who we're actually marketing to. Okay, then we're going to go to our actual ad. This is what they're going to see. Okay, so KickFit Studio, we're going to go ahead and just go with the post. All right, so what you can do inside here, there's some really cool things you could do. An image, and you could actually select an image. You could use images that you have, that you've taken personally, and upload them. You could also use some stock images. So let's say your martial arts school, you might just look up a karate image. So you might, you could use this image, and we can use these, right, Crystal?
Yes.
Okay, so even though it says Shutterstock right here, if you click on it, let's actually try it.
Yeah.
All right, so you can use this, and it won't actually show up that way when you do your when you publish your ad. All right, so you can do something generic like that. Maybe it's your martial arts school, and it says, and you're going to say, hey, try. This is going to be your url.com, and here you might say, come try out the #1 place for children's personal development. So, whatever you're going to kind of put there in your text. Your display link, this is optional. I just want to show you guys where this shows up over here on the side. Whoops.
It has to be a URL, so you have to put like a .com in spaces.
Okay, that's right. That's right. So it has to be, so this is the link on where it shows, there you go. So it's going to show it like that. Okay, so you might say, my martial arts school.com, right? So whatever your school is, that's where you might kind of put it right there. It's just for display purposes, so people can kind of resonate. So I would probably put it the same as what the page is, right? So if it's for real our ad, right? So people just see that congruency and it makes sense to them, right? And it looks like something real. And then headline, you're gonna say, building future leaders, right? Or whatever kind of makes the most sense with your ad, and you'll see it kind of shows right here. And then you can put in the description. And then different ads, it shows up a little bit differently. All right, so you'll see kind of in the mobile, there's just a little bit of what shows up. And if we were to check out the desktop news feed, I believe you get a little bit more. Yeah, you get a little bit more room here. It pulls the display link down to the bottom, and it puts the headline up here. Okay, so you can kind of see here through these different inputs what it makes your ad look like. Okay. As far as the conversion pixel, you're going to want to have this on. We're going to show you how and where to set this up, but you're going to want to make sure your pixel is on every single page of your website and any alternate websites you're using as well. This is super important because it allows you to create retargeting ads, which we will show you how to do in a separate video. But essentially, anytime someone lands on your website, even if you don't know their name, you don't know their phone number, you don't know their email, just the fact that they landed on your website on desktop or on mobile, you can now follow them around with an ad, and you can put your message or your special or your school or your promotion or your event, whatever's going on. You can put it in front of them every couple of days very inexpensively. All right, so retargeting is hugely valuable. Once you get someone on your website once, you can continue to market to them very, very cheaply. Okay, so we'll get back to that, but you do want to have that pixel right here. You do want to have that pixel selected here. Okay. All right, so let's just say though, so that's if you wanted to create a single ad that was not a post on your Facebook page. Let's say though that you wanted to do a carousel ad. So in this case, you could do multiple images, right? So you can kind of see, and I'm sure you've all seen these. You'd have image number 1 right here, maybe some kids doing a kick, and then over here, image number 2, and people could scroll over to it. This might be some kids, doing a teamwork event. You could scroll over here. This might be some kids doing something else. And then this might be your logo, right? Learn more at my martial arts school. That's another really cool way to do an ad. You could also do a video, okay? What we're going to do here is just click right here, use existing post. And we're going to select the most recent post that we just put out there, if I can find it.
This happened to me earlier. I had to type in the ID.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess this happens sometimes.
It does.
So sometimes it doesn't load. That's okay. It doesn't mean it's not there. You just have to go to enter post ID, right? So we're going to learn how to do this. This is really good too. And once you go to the actual Facebook post, here's a Facebook post. If you click on the picture, the post ID is this last set of numbers right between the two slashes. This last set of numbers here, right? So you could copy them right here. Remember that. This is the post ID. Copy. We'll go back to right here, the ads manager. We're going to paste it. Oh, geez. Don't make us look bad, Facebook. What's going on? Maybe I copied it wrong. Is that right?
It might be because you haven't refreshed Ads Manager since you've created that post. So it doesn't recognize it yet.
Could be. Okay.
You might just have to refresh it.
All right, so we're going to do review and publish here.
You don't even have to do that. It'll keep
Oh, we don't? Just refresh right here? Okay, let's try to refresh. Real-time troubleshooting here, guys. All right, let's see if it works. No pressure. Okay, back to the ad. Let's see if it'll find us. Oh, all right, it's not going to work. Super strange. All right, so I can't answer that right now, but I'm going to look into it. However, let me see. For the time being, let's assume, because it normally does work, even though right now it's not, and we look really silly. It normally does, right? So let's say we're just going to pick one of our posts. We could go ahead and just select whichever post we want, and then it's going to pop up right here. You all know this handsome guy right here holding shields, and this is for our challenge that we ran in January. All right, so you could select that, and now you're just going to run an ad to this specific page post, okay? And then you would just publish it. All right, from there, once you've already set up your targeting in the previous page, you set up the campaign for traffic. Now you've selected the ad that you want. You publish, and it's going to spend $3 a day, just like we set it up to, for as long as you wish. All right, now circling back here, and I don't want to overwhelm you guys with tons of stuff. If you decide that this is something you want to be doing, but it's too much, or you have so much going on, you're working with staff development, or you're working with working on your sales systems or your curriculum, or trying to get out to the community, and you want to be advertising, but you don't want to put in the time to learn this stuff, then give us a shout. Reach out to me. We can connect you to Crystal, and we can have her set up an ad campaign for you. It's very affordable through our Black Belt Web Solutions service program, and it allows you to kind of reach people without having to to dive too much into this. Okay, so if you are just someone that feels like this is not what you enjoy, that's okay. You don't have to dive into this, become an expert at it. You can still get the benefit. All right, just give us a shout. Okay, so that being said, to get your pixel, you're going to go right here, Ads Manager, the drop down, you're going to go to All Tools, and then here's the pixel button right here. You're going to click that, all right, and then it's going to take you to this page where you have your Facebook pixel. Ours is already set up, but if it was not, it would say, what would it say, Set up pixel or Create pixel?
Yep, it'll say Create your pixel, and none of this will be here. It'll be very obvious.
Okay, so it's like one button that says Create Pixel. Okay, or Set Up Pixel. Cool. So since ours is already set up, we're just going to go here. So I'm going to go to Setup. Okay, and some of you may have yours set up already as well. And then in order to get it, once you create yours, it's going to kind of walk you through the steps where you can copy it. But in order to get to it, I'm going to click this button, and then I'm going to come down here, and you can see it says Copy Code to Clipboard. All right, so all you do is just copy it. Boom, that's it. Okay, now if you're on the back end of your website, there's going to be, if you have, let's just say, a standard WordPress site, which I would think most of you do unless you've hired someone else to do your website, And if you don't have a website, you also need to call us because we can get you set up on one of those as well. It's crucial that you have a website, one that will convert your visitors into taking the action you want them to take, which is to try out your program. So if that's something you need help with, also give us a shout. Okay, but if you already have your website up, it's probably WordPress. And so you're just going to go to the back end, and there's going to be a place where you can place your code. Okay, what we use at Kickfit is, we also have a WordPress site. So here's kind of our standard site here. This is actually the front end, not the back end. But we have, I'm going to show you inside ClickFunnels. This is actually what we use for the checkout. So let me show you on the front end actually. So here's the front end. When we send somebody, potential customer, they land on this page, come try 3 classes plus a free pair of gloves. Then they land here and they enter their name and they enter their email address and they get access to the web special. Right, and then we take them here to a checkout page and they have to fill out all of this information plus a couple of little cool facts about themselves. They enter their info and they make the purchase here, okay, for $20. Right, and then the next page says, hey, congratulations, we'll be in touch, and then now we have their information, okay? Now, on the back end, here's the back side. Here's kind of the builder for that website. Inside, and I definitely recommend ClickFunnels for checkouts because it is so much easier. And again, if this is not something you're comfortable setting up, that's okay. Let us know. We're happy to do it. But it's so much easier than doing kind of a traditional website. And so you just go right here to the tracking code, and this is where you would paste in that part that we showed you that we copied earlier. Okay, so now, again, what that means is that anytime someone lands on your website, right, so let's say even they're back here, they're on your page, right, and they're like, wow, this place looks really cool, and they click here, and they click here, and they land on your website. Boom, okay, now I've landed on the website. Now you can follow me around. You can follow me around. You can advertise to me. You can remind me that you exist. You can remind me about your specials, your promotions, your events, whatever it may be, because you have that pixel set up on this site. Okay, and you can set up what's called a retargeting ad. All right, like I said, we'll show you that in another video. But for now, that's the basics of setting up Facebook ads, guys. Crystal, did we forget anything? Anything important that we want to kind of mention to these guys in this video?
The only thing I can think of right now is if you do have a WordPress site, there are really simple plugins that are just called like Facebook Pixel, and you can just put the Facebook like ID, the number, and you don't have to mess with the code at all, just in case you already have one set up.
Got it. Okay. Would it be easy to create just like a 3 or a 5-step process for like adding the pixel to a WordPress site?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, would you mind doing these guys a super cool favor and just make that document so we can put it in the member site?
Of course.
Awesome. Thank you so much. High five. Listen, that was us high-fiving. All right, cool. Crystal's going to make a document for you guys. Quick, easy step. How many steps will it be?
3 to 5.
3 to 5 steps on how to install the pixel on your WordPress site. All right, guys. So that's all we've got for you. That's how you set up a Facebook ad. If you're like me and you're analytical and a little nerdy, then you love this stuff and you think it's tons of fun. If not, you might hate it, and that's okay. That's not wrong. It's just some people don't enjoy this, right? They prefer kind of the face-to-face and getting out, meeting people, shaking hands, kissing babies. Totally cool. Give us a call. We can get you set up so you can at least still be getting the benefit of this stuff without having to kind of deep dive and figure it all out on your own. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all learned something, and have an amazing day.